So I read a book, and that was my first mistake. I'm sitting in Barnes & Noble, not buying anything, just using their air conditioning because my power got shut off. And I see it, the book, bright gold letters, The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. And I'm thinking, you know what? This man became president. This man owns buildings with his name on them. Maybe, just maybe, he knows something I don't. Spoiler alert, he does. He knows how to not be broke. But stupid Bill, that's me. Stupid Bill thinks, I can do this. I can think like a billionaire. No, you can't, Bill. You drive a 2006 Honda Civic with a duct-taped bumper. You are not built for this. But do I listen to common sense? No, because I'm inspired. I'm motivated. I read page 1 and Trump says, think big. So I thought big. I thought so big that I'm now sitting here 3 weeks later explaining to my landlord why I can't pay rent because I invested in myself by buying a pressure washing business startup kit. For $4,000 that I didn't have. $4,000 on a pressure washer. Not even a good one, a mid-tier one. From a Facebook ad that promised me financial freedom in 90 days. You want to know what I got instead? A broken pressure washer, a flooded garage, and an angry neighbor who was threatening to sue me because I accidentally blasted his cat off his porch at 60 psi. The cat is fine. My credit score is not. And it all started because Donald Trump told me to think big, and I said, yes, sir, Mr. President, sir, I will think the biggest thoughts. Let me tell you what happened. The reality check. When billionaire advice meets a $15 bank account. So here's the thing about rich people advice. It works if you're already rich. Trump says in Chapter 3, you have to think anyway, so think big. Beautiful quote, inspiring. Makes you want to run through a wall. But what Trump doesn't mention is that when you think big and you're broke, the universe laughs at you. The universe cackles. The universe sends you an overdraft fee just for the audacity of dreaming. Because Trump was thinking big with his daddy's real estate connections and a few $1 million in startup capital. I'm thinking big with a Discover card that's already maxed out and a LinkedIn profile with 73 connections. We are not the same, but I didn't know that yet, so I keep reading. And Trump says, leverage. Use other people's money. Genius, right? Why use your money when you can use theirs? So I'm thinking, okay, Bill, who has money you can leverage? My mom? No, she's still mad about the time I borrowed $200 for car repairs, and she saw me at Buffalo Wild Wings that same night. My bank? Ha 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 ha. My bank sent me a letter last week that just said no in 72-point font. My credit card? Already leveraged, baby. I'm leveraging my leverage. I'm in leverage inception. If I leverage any harder, I'm going to collapse into a financial black hole, but Trump says, do it. So I do it. I go to this predatory small business loan website. You know the ones? They have names like Fast Cash for Winners, and the interest rate is only visible if you squint at the fine print with a microscope while crying. And I take out a $5,000 loan at 32% interest to start my pressure washing empire. 32%. The loan officer didn't even try to hide his grin. He approved me in 45 seconds. You know why? Because he knew. He knew I was cooked. He could smell the desperation through the Zoom call. But I'm thinking, it's okay. Trump leveraged debt all the time. He's filed for bankruptcy like 6 times, and he's fine. Yeah, he's fine because he's Trump. When Trump files bankruptcy, he writes a book about it and makes another $1 million. When I file bankruptcy, I have to explain to my therapist why I chose financial ruin over therapy. The YAP section, negotiation for people who have nothing to negotiate with. Chapter 7 is where Trump really got me. He talks about negotiation. The best deals are the ones where everybody wins. I'm reading this and thinking, yes, I'm going to negotiate like a boss. So I get my pressure washing kit. It arrives. It's smaller than I expected, like significantly smaller. The box says industrial grade. The actual machine looks like a garden hose with anger issues. But I'm committed now. I paid $4,000 for this thing. I'm going to make it work. I print out business cards. Bill's Premium Pressure Washing Services. I made them myself on Vistaprint. They cost me $85 because I accidentally ordered 500 instead of 50. Now I have 495 business cards for a business that doesn't exist yet. I go door to door. I'm knocking. I'm smiling. I'm channeling my inner Trump. First house. Hi, sir. I noticed your driveway could use a professional cleaning. Slams door. Second house. Ma'am, I can transform your patio into... We have a Ring camera. Leave or we're calling the police. Third house. This guy actually listens. He's interested. I'm thinking, this is it. This is my moment. He says, how much? And this is where Trump's negotiation advice kicks in. Trump says, start high. You can always come down, but you can never go up. So I say, $500. The man laughs. Not a chuckle, a full belly laugh. Like I just told the funniest joke of 2026. He says, the kid down the street will do it for 50. And I panic because Trump also says, never show weakness. So I double down. I say, well, sir, you get what you pay for. I use premium equipment. He looks at my pressure washer. It's making a weird rattling noise. There's already a small puddle forming under it. Because I didn't tighten something correctly. He says, I'll give you $20. $20 and I take it because I'm desperate. Because I need to make this work. Because I already told everyone on Facebook I was starting a business. And I can't show up next week and admit I failed in 72 hours. I spend 3 hours cleaning his driveway. The pressure washer breaks halfway through. I have to finish with a regular garden hose and a scrub brush like some kind of medieval peasant. He pays me $20 cash. He looks at me with pity. I made $20 in 3 hours. That's $6.67 per hour. Below minimum wage. I could have worked at Taco Bell and made more money and gotten free chalupas. But Trump says, every deal is a learning experience. Oh, I learned. I learned that I'm an idiot. The diagnosis. Why billionaire advice doesn't work when you're broke. Here's the thing nobody tells you about self-help books written by billionaires. They're not written for you. They're written for people who already have money and want more money. Trump's advice works if you have capital to start with, a safety net, business connections, credit that doesn't make loan officers laugh. A father who owns real estate in Manhattan, I have $16 in checking. A mother who won't loan me money anymore. A LinkedIn with no connections that matter. Credit so bad that Capital One sent me a letter that said, please stop applying. A father who owns a broken lawnmower and emotional issues. These are not the same starting positions. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, is that Trump is technically right. His advice works, just not for me. Think big. Great advice. But when you think big with no resources, you just end up with big debt. Leverage other people's money? Fantastic strategy. But when the only people willing to give you money are predatory lenders, charging 32% interest, you're not building an empire, you're building a payment plan to hell. Negotiate everything? Sure. But when you have zero leverage, when the other person knows you're desperate, you're not negotiating. You're begging with extra steps, and that's the trap. The advice sounds universal. Anyone can do this. But it's not universal, it's conditional. And the condition is, don't be broke when you start. Trump talks about his small loan of $1 million from his dad like it's relatable. $1 million is not small. I asked my dad for $100 last month, and he said, I'll pray for you, and hung up. These are different childhoods. The solution? How to survive when you're not a billionaire. Okay, so I failed. Spectacularly. I'm currently $4,762 in debt for a business that made me $20 total before I shut it down. But I learned some things, and I'm going to share them with you. So you don't end up like me, sitting in a Wendy's parking lot at 11 p.m. eating a 4-for-4 deal, crying into your spicy nuggets. Step 1. Don't take advice meant for rich people and apply it to your broke life. I know it's tempting. I know those books are inspiring, but inspiration doesn't pay your rent. When a billionaire says take risks, they mean invest in a calculated opportunity with capital you can afford to lose. When you take risks, you're gambling your grocery money on a pressure washer from Facebook. Translation for us regular people. Start small. Stupidly small. So small that if you fail, you only lose your dignity, not your apartment. Step 2. Leverage what you actually have, not what you wish you had. Trump leverages real estate deals and business connections. What do you have? Time? Okay, get a second job. Not sexy, but effective. Skills? Can you fix things, write things, teach things, sell that? Desperation? Congratulations, you're motivated. Use that energy to apply for better jobs, not to start unresearched businesses. I didn't have $4,000. I borrowed $4,000 to buy equipment for a business I hadn't researched. That's not leverage. That's self-sabotage with interest rates. Step 3. The broke person's negotiation strategy. You can negotiate, but not like Trump. When you're broke, your negotiation power comes from being likable so people want to help you, being reliable so people trust you, being honest about what you can do. I walked up to that guy and lied. I said premium service when I had a busted pressure washer from Wish.com. That's not negotiation, that's fraud with good intentions. Instead, hey, I'm starting out, I'll do your driveway for $50 to build my portfolio. I'm not fancy, but I'm thorough. Boom, honest, humble, realistic, he might have said yes. Step 4, accept that you can't think big when your bank account is aggressively small. I'm not saying give up on dreams, I'm saying scale your dreams to your current reality. Trump's think big works when you're thinking about deals worth millions. When I thought big, I bought industrial equipment for a business that didn't exist yet. Broke people version, think realistic, then build to big. Start with a goal you can hit with the resources you have, not the resources you want. I could have started with a $20 garden sprayer and cleaned patios manually for $50 each. Built up clients, then bought the $4,000 machine once I had revenue. But no, I went full Trump on day one, and day one Trump had a millionaire father. Day one Bill had $17 and a dream. Step 5, if you're gonna fail, fail cheap. This is the rule I'm living by now. If your business idea fails and it costs you $4,000, you've created a crisis. If your business idea fails and it costs you $40, you've created a lesson. Test before you invest. Borrow a pressure washer from a friend. Do 2 jobs, see if people want your service, then spend money. I did this backwards. I spent all the money first. And now I'm eating ramen and explaining to my credit card company why I can't make the minimum payment. The reality, the depressing part. You want to know the really messed up part? Trump's advice is good. It's just not for me. Not yet. Maybe not ever. And that's the thing they don't tell you about self-help books. They're written by people who won. They're not written by the thousands of people who tried the same things and lost. Survivor bias, they call it. You only hear from the survivors. Trump filed for bankruptcy 6 times, and he's fine because he had lawyers and accountants and corporations to absorb the losses. If I file for bankruptcy once, I'm explaining it to job interviewers for the next 7 years. The system is rigged, not totally, but enough that think like a billionaire doesn't work when you're starting from scratch with nothing. So what do I do now? I sold the pressure washer, got back $800, lost $3,200. I picked up extra shifts at my regular job, the boring one, the one that pays my rent but doesn't make me feel like an entrepreneur. I cut up the credit card I use for the business loan, not because I'm responsible, because I'm scared of myself. And I learned a lesson that cost me $4,000. Don't take advice from people who are playing a completely different game than you. Trump is playing Monopoly with real money and a get-out-of-jail-free card that actually works. I'm playing Monopoly with Monopoly money, and I still landed on Boardwalk with hotels. We are not the same. The closing, the weary acceptance. So, yeah, I tried Trump's advice. I thought big. I leveraged debt. I negotiated like a boss, and I failed. Hard. Historically hard. Tell your grandkids about this level of failure. Hard. But I'm still here. I'm broke, but I'm alive. I'm stupid, but I'm learning. And next time someone tells me to think like a billionaire, I'm going to think like ME instead. Because billionaires can afford to fail. I cannot. Bill's new business advice? Start small, stay humble, don't buy industrial equipment on a predatory loan. And if you see The Art of the Deal at Barnes & Noble, walk away. Just walk away. Go to the air conditioning section instead. That's free, and it won't cost you $4,000 in therapy later. I'm Bill. I tried. I failed, and I'm going to be okay. Eventually, probably, maybe, I need a drink.